It is called Brahman,
Bhagwan.
Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Now, Brahman means impersonal light. One time somebody asked this question, Brahma Jyoti, we are all Brahmans, tiny sparks. Brahma Jyoti is the light. You remember I told the story of Krishna and Arjuna, going to trace the last children of the Brahmana. That's where they came out of the universe, and there is a big light. Then Krishna said, "Look at that place, that is Brahma Jyoti." How many of you remember that? I told the story.
Yes, Prabhuji.
You remember?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Went out of the universe, and a big light appears. Krishna says, "That is Brahma Jyoti." Where all, the impersonalists, they merge into that impersonal Brahman effulgence. So, absolute truth is, expressed in three ways. Brahman means impersonal light. Paramatma means, localized, localized aspect of God, Krishna. Bhagavan means personal form. So, Krishna is that Bhagavan. Krishna is that Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahman is Krishna's effulgence of his body, and Paramatma is his localized aspect. Paramatma is that localized aspect. There are two analogies given here. One analogy is seeing the train, another analogy is sun. One day, one village got a train track, and the village people never saw the train. So one mother told her three children, "You go and see the train and let me know what it is, how it looks." Yes. Children reached the train station. It became slowly sunset, pitch dark. The train didn't come, they were waiting. Suddenly, in the darkness, one train started coming, thud, 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 from distance. When you see the train coming, what would you see first? In the darkness, what do you see? The light. When the train is coming, sound is coming, the light is coming forward. One son saw that light. Oh, son, train means light. So he went and told, he ran and he wanted to tell the mother, I'm the first one. He said, "Mother, God means light. Train means light and sound." I heard some sound, but basically it is light. Another son waited. It came close. And along with the light, he saw there is a big, it's a big train. There's a big train, and it's not the light is not just light alone, but it has so many wagons, so many cabins. So he went and told his mother, "Mother's train means light and bogies." And she said, "Okay." The third son waited. The train came into the compartment, came into the train station, stopped. The boy was watching. Passengers were getting down, passengers getting in. There is actually a pantry car. There is a ticket collector. People are buying food from the pantry car. There is an engine. The son went back to and told the mother, "Mother's train means light. It has compartments, but it has passengers and it has ticket collector." So all these things. So I have a question for all of you. Is the first one right or not? Train is light. Is he right or not? Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Partially right. Train is light, no doubt, but it's not 100%. Second one is more right. More partially right. Third one, that's what it said. Perfect, more perfect, most perfect. Third one is the one who described train means light, is by the bogies, pantry car, ticket collector, passengers. Likewise, there is one more example. Prabhupada gives in Bhagavad Gita. Sunlight, sun god, the sun. But if you see sun is pervasive, all over the universe in the form of light. Though sun is all pervasive in the form of light, the source of light is a sun planet. The source of light is a sun planet. What is sun planet? A globe. But sun planet cannot run its own. Who is source of the sun planet? Who is operating the sun planet? Sun god, Surya Narayan. Sometimes Vivaswan. Like Bhumi, earth is there. But there is a deity controlling the earth. Who is that? Bhudevi, Mother Earth. There is a personality. There is a Devata controlling Mother Earth, or the planet Earth. Likewise, there is a demigod controlling the sun globe. Who is the demigod? Vivaswan. So likewise, Brahman is the bodily effulgence of Krishna. Paramatma is the localized super soul present in everyone's heart. And Bhagavan is Krishna present in his planet, but controlling all the worlds. How many of you understood? It's very important.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Why I have given these examples is, so when you merge, some people in India, they think God is light, and Shankaracharya is the one who promoted this. You merge in that light, you become God. So that's why in any corner, all this, God is light, and you come from that light. Rama and Krishna also, there is a theory that says Rama and Krishna. Shankaracharya postulated this theory. But Krishna did not. Krishna says differently in Bhagavad Gita. Arjun doesn't know one day a problem will come. Very interestingly, Arjun asked this question. Thank God. Wow. एवं सतयुक्ता है भक्तासम परिपाक ये चाप्यक्षरमक्तम तेषां तेषां के योगितमा. Krishna said, my Lord, tell me, people who worship your impersonal form is perfect, or people who worship your personal form, Krishna in the Kurukshetra, they are perfect. Krishna made it very clear. People who worship me in my personal form as Krishna is perfect. Aribol. Interesting. If you all think it's not a waste of time, I want to tell you something very interesting. The only problem today, not many people are there, So probably we'll tell next week. But it is important, very, very important for your spiritual growth. Why Hinduism, so many people worship so many devatas? And why they consider Krishna as one among us them? We need to know that. But what we'll do, we'll discuss this next week. But this is very important. So God means three aspects: Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. Brahman is Krishna's bodily effulgence. Paramatma is localized, super soul present in everyone's heart. And Bhagavan is the personal feature of Krishna, and Krishna is present in Krishna Golok Vrindavan. And from there, he um, by keeping demigods, devatas, as his representatives, using them, he runs the show. Using Vishnu expansions, he runs the show. That you need to understand. Any question? Any doubt?
Prabhuji, I have a question. Why and how did this aspect came that we should merge in the Brahman and we should worship that fact?
I told you, right? I'll tell next week.
Okay, Prabhuji.
You know, uh, I mean, I can tell, but it is very elaborate. The whole session will go in that. That's what I'm thinking. Actually. You know, uh, oh no, I will repeat this next week, but I'll tell at least. Okay, next week I'll repeat only a few minutes, but I'll tell. This is the thing. Actually, वर्णाश्रम चार्वता पुरुषेण परपुमान Vishnu आराध्यते पंतानान्य तत्वशु कारणम. So, in previous, in the old times, people worship Krishna or Vishnu. You know, Krishna or Vishnu they would worship. Then what happened? Um, then what happened? In Vedic period. Okay, so now I'll answer your question. That way, in a portion I'll tell next week. In Vedic period, okay, if you can all wait for 1 minute, I'll show you something interesting to answer your question, Amma. Hold on. What I want to show is, I'm looking, searching for that, but our Vedic knowledge is very vast. What do you see on the screen? Can you see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, Vedic knowledge is very vast. Not like yesterday. Actually, yesterday I was doing book distribution. One person came and asked, "What is this?" I noted him. These are books. I told him take the books. And what he did, I also have a book for you, and he put Quran in my hand and left. So, um, so what is that? It's a small book. That's it, a tiny book. And sometimes people ask me, who wrote Vedas? Because Bible was written by apostles, mostly John. When you tell, the Vedas were not written by anybody, it's a big surprise. Shruti means that was heard. Shruti means heard. Brahma played on the flute, sorry, Krishna played on the flute. Tene Brahma Hrudayadi Kaviyam Hyanti Yat Suraya. First verse of Bhagavatam. When Krishna played on the flute, and that vibration entered into the heart of Brahma, and Brahma got the knowledge. Brahma got the knowledge. So Brahma gave that knowledge to Narada. Narada gave it to Vyasa. So Vyasadev, we give credit to Vyasadev for having written the Vedic knowledge. We give the credit to Vyasadeva for having written the Vedic knowledge. He scripted it, but Vyasadeva didn't write. You're understanding? So this is Shruti, means they were all heard. And they're split up into Vedas and Upavedas. Upavedas, and Kalpa, Siksha, Vyakarna, Nirikti, Chandas, all Samhitas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, Upanishads. But here Shruti is, you know, um, tantras, ritual sutras, pancharatras, puranas, itihasas, shad So some shastras they spoke on the impersonal aspect of Krishna Brahman. Yes. So they speak on the impersonal aspect of Brahman. Can you see here? Vedanta, Mimamsa, Nyaya, Vaiseshika, Yoga, Sankhya. So yoga also four types. Jnana yogis they focus on some people want to merge into that Brahman. They think God is Brahman. And what they do, they read only those books connected to Brahman. And some people, Ashtanga yogis, believe God as a super soul. So they read those books pertaining to the super soul. But those, like for example, you are there, you did your, what is that? You went to high school, then you stopped. Then what happens? Some people go to a bachelor's, some people go to master's, some people go to PhD. How many of you are understanding or not? So, so if you go to PhD, then you have a full knowledge. You're understanding or not? So yeah, the people actually these are so vast. If you just for example, Jyotish. If you focus on Jyotisham, palmistry, astrology, or you'll become very big in that, and you can make a lot of money also. But is it a perfect thing for spiritual life? No, it is not. You know, some people focus on attaining mystic powers, anima, garima, lagima. So mystic powers, you'll attain mystic powers. People will come to you and they'll appreciate you. You can create apples in the air. You can walk on the water. People respect you. Wow. But is it perfect? No. It's not recently, one day, actually 10 years ago, one lady came and said, I can tell you what you were in the previous birth. I can tell you what you were in the previous birth. Do you want to know? She asked me. I said, no, I don't want to know. She was shocked. Why? I said, what is the use? Will it take me out of cycle of birth and death? And in my previous life, you tell me I was a snake. I'll be, for the rest of the life, I'll bury. I suffer, or why I was a snake in the previous life. Anyway, it doesn't bring me out of cycle of birth and death. So, whichever topic you touch, they are so vast. It's not like just one book. It's not just one book like Bible or Quran. How many of you are seeing the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, those people who, first of all, are you amazed that we have, this much vast Vedic knowledge? So, even Puranas also, there is Tamasic Puranas, Rajasic, so Tamasic, Tantras, Tamasic Tantra, Rajasic Tantras, Sattvic Tantra, you know, Pancharatras are also there, Puranas are 18 major Purana, it is minor Purana. So, whichever topic you touch, one lifetime is not enough. One lifetime is not enough. So, some people, based on their desire, that's why I said, some people say, bachelor's, I'm happy, I'll stop here. Some people say, I'll do master's. And they'll stop there. Some people say, no, I have to do PhD. So when you do studying about Brahman, that is a preliminary knowledge. Jnana yogi. I have a question for all of you. Let us see. Bhagavad Gita is book of 4 yogas, right? What are the 4 yogas? Which chapter speaks what? Huh?
Bhakti Yoga talks about 12th chapter Bhakti Yoga, Prabhuji, Karma Yoga in 3rd chapter. I am not exactly, but I know the yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Dhyana Yoga.
Third chapter is Karma Yoga. We saw that. Fourth chapter is Jnana Yoga. We saw that also. Sixth chapter is Ashtanga Yoga. We saw that also. And rest of all the chapters, including 12th chapter, is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is not just 12 chapters. Rest of all the chapters are chapters leading to Bhakti Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Okay? Are you listening? So my point is, the point I'm making is Vedic culture is very vast. So vast, based on your mentality, based on your state of consciousness, you have tamoguna. So we also have tantras, Tantras means, you want mystic powers. What do you call black magic? That is also there. But it is useless. Some people, they worship Durga, Shaktas, Kali, So what is that, it's like Vedas are like shopping mall. Everyone gets, you want toothpaste, you have to go to shopping mall. You want jewelry, you want to shopping mall. You want what is that, groceries, shopping mall. But based on which your state of consciousness you're in, you're attracted to that type of Shastra. So, first of all, Karma Yogis, they don't have a clear knowledge. God may be light, God may be, localized Paramatma, God may be Bhagavan. But when they start reading, like, to our temple people come, then what they do? They start doing service. But one day and they understand, hey, I want to acquire more knowledge. So, based on which your consciousness, they'll go to the temple and they start reading books. To know about God, I should read books. They'll type of read that books where initially they think God is light and God is Brahman. I should become one with Brahman. Usually they are Bhakti, Jnana yogis. But when you do, even Vishwamitra actually, Rama and Vishwamitra is like that, But by his good fortune, Vishwamitra attained the association of Lord Ram. Then Vishwamitra becomes a Jnana yogi too, he'll become a Bhakti yogi. Maturity. It happens in Balakanda of Ramayana. So uh, when you, if you're a Jnana yogi, you think God is Brahman and you want to become one with Brahman. But as you start reading books, you'll understand, hey, God is also not Brahman. Brahmajyoti, God is also super soul in the heart. When you start reading those books, then you say, oh, so to attain the super soul in the heart, I should control my mind and senses. For that, what you'll practice Ashtanga Yoga, 8-step process. I know what is the 8-step? Yama, Niyama, Asana, Dharana, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dhyana, Samadhi. Dhyana, Dharana, Samadhi actually. So when you do that, you'll get mystic powers. And in that process, you attain Samadhi. Then you'll realize Super Soul, God is present in your heart as Paramatma. But till few years ago, you're thinking God is light. But because you employed following Ashtanga Yoga, then you realize God is not only Brahman, Brahmajyoti, but God is also Super Soul in your heart. Then, as you perfect, the Ashtanga Yoga process, and you understand, then you will come across a God is not only Super Soul in the heart, but God is also Paramatma, sir. So God is also Bhagavan also. To attain, like for example, I have a question for all of you. Without finishing bachelor's, can you go to master's and PhD? No. So likewise, when you have attained perfection as Ashtanga yogi and mystic powers, then you'll come across Bhakti Yoga, selfless ecstatic love, which is even higher than the highest. You don't need mystic powers there. You want to please only the Bhagavan who is all pervasive in the form of Brahman. The same Bhagavan who is present in the local, has localized super soul. Attaining him is the perfection. Then the Bhakti Yogi starts reading those books, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ramayana. So then what happens is they'll understand God is Krishna or Vishnu Tattva. Actually, Vishnu Tattva is super soul, but Krishna, that is doing PhD. How many of you understood?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have a quick question.
Ah,
So the Paramatma aspect, does that only exist in our material bodies, or only when we have those material bodies, or does that exist beyond our material bodies?
nice question. Thank you. Actually, Paramatma, super soul, I told you Vishnu Tattva is a super soul. You know, we have seen Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksa Vishnu, Kshirodaksa Vishnu. Kshirodaksa Vishnu is the super soul in everyone's heart. A Paramatma in everyone's heart. Garbhodaksa Vishnu is the super soul of the universe. Mahavishnu is the super soul of the entire cosmic manifestation. So, actually, Paramatma is only one, super soul is only one. But he is present in every living entity out as Paramatma. For example, sun is one in the sky, but there are 10 water pots. You'll see tons. You'll see the one sun's reflection in 10 water pots as 10 suns. You're understanding? But one thing is there: super soul is not there in the spiritual world. That you should know. And I'll give an example. What is the need of super soul? What is the need of a super soul? Like you have a big business, multi-billion-dollar business. You know, you have a business in India, and you have 3 4 children. You want to give your business to them, but then what happens? One child says, "Dad, I want to go to America." He said, "Why you to go America? Why to go to America? We have such a big business. You stay here. You stay here and take care of the business." You know, no, I want to go to America. And what you will do? What you will do is you will send a bodyguard with your son and tell your bodyguard, take care of my son's needs. Whatever he wants, you take care of. You call me any, I'll take care of your needs. So this bodyguard stays with your son all the time. Take care of his needs. Takes care of his needs. So after 4 years, your son says, "Dad, I'm bored here. I want to come back." When your son comes back to you, do you need the bodyguard? No, because you are there now to take care of his needs. Likewise, super soul is present with us only in the material world. Once we go back to spiritual world, in spiritual world there is no super soul. Clear?
So Prabhuji, sorry, just a follow-up question. Even when we are in this material existence, sometimes we do not have a body, right? We call about ghosts and all, they don't
Super
have the
soul
body.
is super soul is present with every person, bro. Irrespective of whether you have body or not. Super soul is there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I want to show one more thing. Uh, Anyone has any other question? Hope I'm not confusing anyone. What I want to show is this. Just give me 1 minute. I need to show that one. Can everyone see the screen, please?
No, Prabhuji.
No, huh?
No, Prabhuji. I cannot. I could not see that.
No problem.
No, Prabhuji, we cannot see.
No, Prabhuji.
You can see, right?
No, I can see.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. I want everyone to please watch. Can you see step 0? Step 0
Yes,
means
Prabhuji.
life means sense enjoyment. Just enjoy, keep on enjoying. Then, you slowly, maybe you come to a temple somewhere. Then you understand goal of life is goal of life is goal of life spirituality. Connect to God through action, work, karma yoga. So then you start performing Nishkam Karma Yoga. When you start performing Nishkam Karma Yoga and start reading books, you understand, okay? I'll give you a small example. People come to a temple, start reading, start doing the pot washing. Then eventually when you keep on, hey, I am serving God, but I want to know who it is. I want to acquire some knowledge. I'm just giving an example. Then they say you should read books. Then people start reading books. Then what they do? They start acquiring knowledge about Brahman and do tapasya. That is Jnana Yoga. As you start doing Jnana Yoga, then you understand God is not only present as Brahman, God is also present in your heart as super soul. Okay, how do you attain that super soul? You not only have knowledge, but for that you need to control your mind and senses through eightfold process, Ashtanga Yoga, Ashtanga. Then you will attain Paramatma. Then what you will do? Okay, you already have some knowledge because you read books. Now you know one more thing. Let me know about Paramatma. Then you start controlling your mind and senses through Ashtanga Yoga. I mean, it's also called Dhyana Yoga. Then slowly you will control your mind and senses. Then you'll understand. Okay, God is present in your heart as Paramatma. God is also present outside, sir, ma'am. He is called Bhagavan. He is the source of super soul and he is source of Brahman. Then, with the controlled mind and senses, you're already liberated. You will start performing bhakti. Example is Hanuman. Example is gopis. That's why real liberation, real bhakti starts after liberation. How many of you understood after seeing the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji. I understood.
You know? Puja Matajamma.
Yes, Prabhuji.
You're seeing the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You're clear now?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
So it is very important. Like, train analogy is very good. Initially, he thought train is light only. We wait for some more time. Train is not just light, but some more bogies. Wait for some more time. Train is not just bogies, but it has people also. Likewise, initially you'll acquire the knowledge of Brahman. Then you'll come to know the super soul in your heart. Then you'll slowly control your mind and senses. Then to attain him, as you're doing the process, then you'll understand. Hey, read Ramayana. Okay, read Bhagavad Gita, read Bhagavatam. They are the ultimate books. Oh, really? I have not read till now, but Padona, just read. When you will understand. Yes, God is also Bhagavan. Brahman, there is no love. Actually, Brahman has only eternity. People who go and merge in Brahman, I have to tell this. People who go and merge in Brahman has no interaction. Brahman is just a homogeneous substance. Everyone will go and merge in that light. Then what will you do with the light? Happiness comes from loving relationships. So if you stay in Brahman, how long you'll stay in Brahman? You bore ho jayega actually. You'll come back. Yes or no? One day, Actually, just before coming to Krishna consciousness, actually when we were in Singapore, and one person used to come to me every day. Come to my organization, Tom, come to my organization, come to my organization. I said, all right, I'll come. Who founded your organization? He said, 13th century so-and-so Guru promoted, founded. I asked him, where is he right now? He said, he's swimming in Brahman right now. I told him, are past 700 is swimming in Brahman? I don't want my worst enemy to do that. You know, even if you like swimming, how long can you swim in Brahman? 700 years. And I did not imagine, I couldn't imagine myself swimming for the rest of the eternity in Brahman. You know, I told him, Prabhu, I don't want my enemy to be like that. I cannot do that. Exactly, after that I came to Krishna consciousness. Bhagavatam says, anybody who merges in Brahman, if they are not stable, they'll fall down. पठन्ति यथोनातृति अस्मदाङ्ग्रेय ये अन्ये अरविन्दाक्षमुक्तमानिना त्वयष्टभावादविशुद्धबुद्धया अरुह्यकृच्छेन परं पदं तदा पठन्ति यथोनातृति अस्मदाङ्ग्रेय. My Lord, because they don't have faith on your lotus feet, even though they worked very hard and finally merged in Brahman, there is no loving relationship. For that reason, they fall down. Haribol. Okay, great. Next one is Paramatma. Paramatma is present in your heart. What is the problem? 14th chapter again. 13th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Upadrushta janmanta cha bhakta borta prabhurivacha. Paramatma is there in your heart. That's why in Brahman feature there is only eternity. What is the nature of the soul? What are the qualities of soul? Sachitananda. What are the components of the soul? Sachitananda. Sat Chit Ananda. Eternity, knowledge, and bliss. So in Paramatma feature, in Brahman feature, there is only Sat feature. Eternity is there. There is only Sat feature. Eternity means you will be there eternally in Brahman. Of course, Brahman doesn't have pain in that, no doubt. That's true. Once you merge in Brahman, there are no three modes. There is no birth, old age, disease, and death. There are no three miseries. Adhyatmika, Atidevika, Adibhautika miseries. But for example, you are suffering from fever. One day you will become free from fever. How are you? Okay, I am happy that I became free from fever. But what next? I'll give one more example. You went to the forest, tiger is chasing you. You'll run, you'll run, you'll run. You come to the city, tiger left you. Are you happy? Of course, because tiger chased left me. But now you are in the city. 1 year over after tiger left you. Somebody asked you, are you happy? Why? 1 year ago tiger left you. Nobody cares tiger now. So likewise, we are blissful souls. We need continuous happiness. Anandamaya abhyasat. Actually, I'm speaking philosophy. I'm sure everyone is listening. Everyone is listening.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji. Yes,
yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
So, Paramatma feature, first of all, Paramatma feature is actually, I want everyone to focus and listen. Paramatma feature has two aspects. Some people think Paramatma is the light. Some people think Paramatma is Shrudaksa Vishnu. He has 400 Vishnu form. So that is Paramatma. People, when they focus on Paramatma, Paramatma thing is he will watch you, but Paramatma doesn't reciprocate with you. That's why Paramatma feature, there is a Sat knowledge, Sat eternity is there, knowledge is there, but there is no bliss. Why there is no bliss? Paramatma doesn't interact with you. Upadrushta chanamanta cha bharta bhokta prabhurevacha. Paramatma doesn't interact with you. He'll give you instructions. Yeah, do this, do this. Why I should not do this? He doesn't answer. There is an exchange. When there is no happiness comes from loving exchange. That is not there in Paramatma feature. That is not there in a Paramatma feature. For that to happen, so when you do the Ashtanga 6th chapter Ashtanga Yoga, you control your mind and senses. Dhyana avastita tadgatena manasa pasyanti yam yogina. In Dhyan, yogis, they realize he has Paramatma. But for that, you need to control your mind and senses through Ashtanga Yoga. Still, Paramatma does not interact with you. In Paramatma relation, there is no knowledge. There is a, what is that? Paramatma relation has a Chit feature, Sat feature. But what is not there? Ananda is not there. Then what is the next one? That's why those people who are attaining perfection, Paramatma starts speaking to them. Hey, ye mat karo, ye karo. Still you don't see Paramatma because he's in your heart. But you continue, intensify your bhakti. Loving devotional service. Bhakti is performed in nine ways. You listen about Krishna, you glorify Krishna, Kirtanam, you worship, you meditate on Krishna, Smaranam. You visit the holy places, you worship, you serve devotees, you worship Krishna. Then what about you offer prayers to Krishna, you make friendship with Krishna, you become servant of Krishna, finally you surrender to Krishna. Bhakti is this performed in these 9 ways. Then the source of the super soul, the source of Brahman, Krishna comes into the picture as a Bhagavan. He will interact with you in the way you have a swarupa, you have a spiritual position. If you are in Sakyaras with a friendly, if you have a friendly ras with Krishna, Krishna will become your friend. If you have a relationship of parental, he'll become your son. If you have a relationship with Krishna in a conjugal love, he'll become your lover. So based on that, Krishna will interact with you. Haribol, amen of your understanding. That is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga Sat feature, eternity feature is there, knowledge feature is there, because there is a Krishna's interaction constantly. Happiness feature is also there. Clear or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I have a quick question, Prabhuji.
Ah,
Prabhuji, if it is like Brahmavada, I mean, merging with the Brahman, how it is Sat feature, Prabhuji? Because when we don't have service, we're going to anyhow fall down. So how this is categorized as Sat, Prabhuji, eternity?
good question, bro. Thank you. Actually, you after attaining Brahman stage, if you do sadhana, you can go to next stage, attaining Paramatma stage. Then you meet devotees, you can go to Bhagavan realization. That is possible. Not necessarily all the souls who have attained Brahman has to fall down. Understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Sometimes what people do, you know, uh, um, you do undergrad, then you do masters, then you do PhD. Likewise, you attain Brahman stage. From there, they can practice Paramatma stage, or some people they can practice Paramatma stage. After Paramatma stage, they realize, no, now I'll practice Bhakti Yoga and I'll practice Bhagavan stage, Bhagavan realization. It's possible. Best example is Sukadeva Goswami and four Kumaras. Four Kumaras were Brahman realized. They happened to smell the aroma of tulsi leaf present on the Lord's feet of Vishnu. Then they became Bhakti Yogis. They didn't fall down. That possibility of not falling is also there as long as you try to elevate yourself. But if you just stable there is a possibility you'll fall down. Clear?
Yes, Prabhuji. So it's kind of a progressive.
Intermediate stage, yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
And today, what should I continue the session or not? No, people are there. If you're all clear, I'll go back to Bhagavad Gita. I just took pain of giving you this idea. That way you are very clear. Should I go back to Bhagavad Gita?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. So I'm talking about still, but again, this is actually this discussion is very important because what did Krishna say? We are all, who are we? Bhakti yogis. We don't need to be worried. But the third one, there are some people, people who are worshipping Brahman. Krishna says this, at last achieve me. क्लेशो अधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसं sorry यत्त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं परिपासे सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवं सनियमेन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धया ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रता. That is 3-4. We'll read the translation. Those who worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of senses, all pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed, immovable, the impersonal conception of absolute truth, by controlling various senses, being equally disposed to everyone. Such persons engage in welfare of all, at last achieve me. Can you see this word, at last achieve me?
Yes, Prabhu.
What it means is, you will attain Brahman relation. By the association of Bhakti Yoga, you will attain Bhagavan relation also. But there is a problem here. What is that problem? Krishna says that. क्लेशोऽधिगतस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहमाब्धिराप्यसे. For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is troublesome. To make progress in the discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. How many of you know some other organization other than ISKCON? Those organizations, they promote your, you become one with that Brahman. You are God, I am God, everybody is God. There are so many organizations like that in India. What is Krishna telling here? Progress is, advancement is very.
troublesome.
I have a question. Why? Can anyone tell me why? Very important. This question is super important for all of us. Huh?
He's already Brahman stage, so there is no scope of advance. Already he thinks.
Do you want to attain Brahman's realization? Why it is difficult?
Prabhuji, because we are embodied, we have a body, it is tough to focus on something that doesn't have a form.
Very nice. Anybody else? Why advancement is troublesome?
As you earlier said that Prabhuji, we cannot, in the last class, I remember that you said you cannot meditate on the form for long. There is a limitation for that. And the number two is most important, you won't have any loving service over there to continue.
What is the first one? First one is not clear, bro.
First one is you cannot meditate on a void for long.
Very good. Anybody else? Very nice. Both answers are very nice, but still, I just want others to speak. Why people who have a form cannot meditate on formless? Because you have a form, you correlate with everything that has form. When you see somebody, will you look at their feet? You look at their face. It's natural for you. A person having a form cannot focus on formless. How many of agree? You know? So simple thing I'll tell you. Sky is vast, but I cannot make 10 centimeters. I think Praneshwar was said, or Murali Prabhu said, there is no reciprocation. Sky doesn't reciprocate with my love. Every time, oh sky, you're amazing. I keep on writing songs, but sky doesn't respond to me. I'll get bored. Sky may be vast, ocean may be vast, but there's no reciprocation. That's why after some you get bored. That's why all the Mayavadis, Brahmavadis, what they do, they read Bhagavatam, they read Krishna and they read Ramayana. And they meditate on Rama and Krishna because they're very beautiful. But their goal is not to become servants of Ram and Krishna. Their goal is to become one with Ram, one with Krishna. That is cheating. Hey, I cannot meditate on Brahman. Instead, I'll meditate on Ram and Krishna. At the end, I'll become Ram. I'll become Krishna. What is it called?
Cheating.
That's it. Cheating. Basically, you cannot become Bhagavan. Yes, it's possible you can merge in Brahman. But again, if you don't stay there, you'll fall down also. So some people have the philosophy, God is Brahman. From that, Krishna is Saguna Brahman. And Ram is Saguna Brahman. And you cannot attain, you have to go beyond Ram and Krishna. Where is it written? Saguna Brahman, Nirguna Brahman. This is all given by Shankaracharya. We'll discuss that next week. So, people who have a body, people who have a form, they cannot meditate on something formless. Because you have form. If you go to cockroach world, all the cockroaches deal with one another and they know everything about cockroach world only. They don't think of humans. In the human world, we all think of humans only. Do we think of cockroaches? Only if they are filled in our home and giving trouble. Otherwise, we don't think of cockroaches. Yes or no? What do you think? Think. So, whichever form we are in, we correlate with that form only. But formless is very difficult to focus. And also another problem, formless doesn't reciprocate. Brahman doesn't, there is no reciprocation. How many of you understood?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Others.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So Krishna is making it very clear. And now Krishna is telling. And if you want me to a little bit elaborate on this, Krishna helps only bhakti yogis. Krishna does not help jnana yogis. There is a special help Krishna provides to bhakti yogis. Why? Because they're approaching the right philosophy. If you all want, can anyone guess what is the help Krishna provides to the bhakti yogis alone? It is given in 10th chapter Bhagavad Gita. We crossed it and we came to 12th chapter. Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadai buddhi yugantam yanamapyantite. Bhakti yogi is trying. Krishna says, sitting in their heart as Paramatma, I give them, I'll illuminate their heart with knowledge by which they come to me. Yeah, you go there in the parking lot, there is a Bhakti yogi waiting to give you book. You'll go there. He'll direct you. You'll go and buy Bhagavatam there. Oh, very nice. One day, somebody said, Prabhuji, can you come to this temple? I said, I'm not interested. But I have something, I know there is something there. Just to please that person, I can come. Yeah. So when I went there, there is actually this Ramayana, one beautiful book which I have been looking for. was there. Oh, my Lord, that's why you told me you brought me here. Amazing. Otherwise, I have nothing to do with this temple. So, and Teshan Eman Kampartam Ajnanam Tava Namshyama Atmavasto Jnanadeepana Baswata. Krishna will illuminate your heart with lamplight of knowledge. Thereby, Krishna will tell you what to do, what not to do. Sitting silently. These two things are provided to Bhakti yogis by Krishna. But these two things are not provided to Jnana yogis and Ashtanga yogis. Clear or not? Understood or not? So anyway, if you become a Bhakti yogi, now Krishna is telling, can one person read 6th and 7th verse, please?
Yes, Prabhu.
One person, please.
But those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engage in devotional service and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Pratha, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death.
Krishna is telling, if you worship me as Krishna, Bhakti yogi, Tesham aham samurdatam mrityu samsar sagarad bhavamana chiraparda maya vesat chetasam. Hey, if you worship me, meditate on me, जल्दी मैं आपको लेके भगवत धाम लेके जाऊंगा. Krishna is telling, I'll take you back to Godhead very fast. This facility is given to Bhakti yogis. Give me 1 minute. I want to show you something. What happened?
Convinced.
He's convinced, huh? Can everyone see the picture here?
Yes, Prabhuji.
That is that verse. Prabhupada says this. Even if you're an expert swimmer, how long can you swim in the ocean? So, Tesham aham samrutam mrityu samsar sagarat. Krishna will come and say, hey, you're swimming so nicely, chanting my name. Come, give me your hand. And Krishna, zup, will pick you up. Gajendra lifted that lotus flower and said, Narayana Kargulo, Bhagavan Namaste, my lord, please come. And nobody there is there other than you. Immediately Krishna came. And zup, brought him out of from the waters, killed the crocodile, and Gajendra, he took he sent Gajendra back to Godhead. Now we are going back to our point. So now you are clear on Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. Now Krishna says, what is Krishna telling? Krishna gives options. You know what Krishna says? Yeah, you do 24 hours. You all. Sometimes people say, my lord, भगवान का बुलावा आया. God called me. I always say, God doesn't call, He calls you to stay here only. So what is Krishna telling? Hey, 24/7 you focus your mind on me. What is Krishna telling? Mayeva manadatsa may buddhim nivese nivasasya mayeva atavurdham nasamsaya. 24/7 you meditate on me. Then what you're telling? What you'll say? My lord, I cannot do that. I'm sorry. Then you say, okay, all right, no problem. If you can't focus on me 24/7, then practice bhakti. 2 hours chant. Practice regulation bhakti, Vaidhi bhakti. You're listening, right?
Yeah.
You say, I can't do that also. Then all right, then whatever you're working, give me the fruit. Surrender your work to me. My Lord, I cannot do that. Then give the results to a good cause. If you can't work for me, I'm okay with that. Then give your money to a good cause. Punya. Then you say, I cannot do that, my Lord. All right. You look at other process. What are the other process? Oh, now we'll go back to the verses. Very nice. So Krishna is giving a first step. You fix your mind on me. Engage your intelligence in me. Always you will be with me. If you do that, if you always work for me, you're always with me. What will you say? Difficult, sir. Then Krishna says, all right. If you cannot fix your mind on me, then chant 2 hours at least. Instead of 24/7, do 2 or 16 rounds. Then practice the 4 regulatory principles. All the ISKCON devotees will fall to verse 9 category. Second level, not the first level. 24/7 we cannot meditate on Krishna. Means what is second level? Do some service at least. If you can't meditate on Krishna's form for 24 hours, chant 2 hours. Instead of chanting 24 hours. You're all listening or not? Understanding, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, great. Then you say, for some, you all the devotees, I need a guru. I'll follow 4 regulatory principles. Vaidhi Bhakti. I want to go back to Godhead. I cannot join full time though. Krishna says, no problem. Some people say, 16 rounds also difficult, my Lord. Krishna says, but that is initiation. That's the minimum. I'll try after 2 years. Okay. So somewhere you have to start, sir. You have to start, ma'am. Somewhere you have to start. Then, okay, I cannot do 16 rounds and I cannot get initiated. All right. Then work for me. What is work for me? Okay, become a donor. If you become a donor, come and do the pot washing. You don't need to do the chanting. Some people say that is the third level. Excuse me. Some people say, no, my Lord, I cannot work for you. I cannot become your donor. Then if you cannot do that, whatever work you do, try to give up. Then try to act, giving up all the results of your work, and try to be self-situated. At least, even if you cannot be Krishna conscious, you realize you are not the body. There you focus. That is also difficult. Okay. Then what happens? First, why it is difficult? Because you don't have knowledge. Then become a jnana yogi. Acquire knowledge. And then do the meditation. So likewise, Krishna is giving us various choices. If Krishna is asking, give me 24 hours. You say, I cannot, my Lord, difficult. Then Krishna gives 12 hours. I cannot do that. At least 6 hours. I cannot do that. Are 1 ghanta do at least. So Krishna is telling you to start from a scratch. You know. So can everyone see this? What are the different levels? What is the first one? Can somebody read this? Fix your mind on me. You say I can't. Then practice regulation bhakti, Vaidhi bhakti. You say I can't. All right. Then give your surrender your work to me. Means you make money. Then you do work. The fruit of become a donor. You say I cannot do that. If you cannot become donor to Krishna, then do some pious activity. Do some pious activity. What is a pious activity? Give money to some university. Give money to philanthropy. You say I cannot do that also. Then Krishna is telling, look other choices. Likewise, Krishna is always waiting for us. We will continue this next week, but very, very important. Any question or comment, otherwise we'll end it today.
Prabhuji, last question about the uh, uh, soul within our body. Does soul retain any memory after departing from the physical body?
Does soul retain any memory after departing from physical body?
Yes.
Okay, Prabhuji, what this is the thing. Usually, we know we want to enjoy. When we want to enjoy, we should not remember the previous life. For that reason, once the one life is over, you go to next lifetime, then you forget everything about the previous life. But in some cases, exceptional cases, where in the exceptional cases where you have so much deep attachment, like a Meenu's case, that mother remembered the child. So in the next lifetime, she remembered. So one of the exceptional cases, because of stronger attachment, Krishna allows them to retain it. But there also, once they become big, they forget. Okay? There is more an exception. But usually we forget.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Any other question? Today's session is philosophical. Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan I spoke. Then I gave the analogy of sun god, sun globe, and Brahman. I said Brahman is the body, Krishna's bodily effulgence. Paramatma is Krishna's localized feature in the heart of every living entity. And Bhagavan is the highest, the what is that? Highest realization. Bhagavan feature is the highest realization. And Krishna is that Bhagavan. So our worship of Bhagavan includes Brahman and Paramatma, both features are included. Then I told you about Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi, Dhyana Yogi, and Bhakti Yogi. And I showed you the progression. Karma Yogi has no clarity about who God is. Also, Karma Yogi is attached to a particular activity, though he may be giving fruits. Jnana Yogi acquires knowledge. Jnana Yogis usually think God is light, Brahman. And Jnana Yogis, when they realize God is also present in the heart, they try to control their mind and senses. That's when they become Ashtanga Yogi. When Ashtanga Yogi, he understands God is Bhagavan because Super Soul is not interacting, but Bhagavan interacts. Then they'll become Bhakti Yogi and practices Bhakti to Krishna in the form of 9 ways. That 9 ways of Bhakti we discussed. That is how Jiva, the soul interacts with Krishna in the Bhakti way. This is what we discussed today. Anything else? Otherwise, we'll end it. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पत्तानं पावनं वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Unto God Vaishnava ki jai. So you'll get the assignment today. Hare Krishna, I'm ending now. Hare Bol.